Good morning, this is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. I am here at 425 South Parish Place in Burbank, and I'm in the process of performing a video examination of the main sewer line here on the property. Now, the main sewer line is the portion of the waste drainage piping that is exterior to the structure. It lies underground and connects the building drain line system to the public sewer. The building drain line system then is the portion or portions of the waste drainage piping that is underneath or interior to the structure. Our examination today is not focused on the building drain line system, so if further evaluation is desired regarding the building drain line system, a licensed plumbing contractor should be contacted, or a specialty building drain line video examination can be set up through our office. So, an associate of mine was out here on the 9th of December and wasn't able to locate a main sewer line clean out, so he had suggested someone come out, a plumber come out and remove the toilet and to run the camera from there. The plumber came out and removed the toilet, and we got our camera in, got outside the structure. I was able to track and locate the main sewer line cleanout. It was buried over here on the left side of the building, only a few inches deep, so I was able to expose it and uncover it and utilize that for my inspection today. The plumbing contractor this year is now replacing that toilet with new wax rings, bolts, whatever it takes for him to put that back. So we did not remove that toilet, and they should be relied upon for responsibility for that. So I pushed 88 feet here. You see at the bottom of the screen we're sitting looking down into the public sewer. I had quite a bit of root intrusion through this line, so I've flushed the system out pretty good with some water with the garden hose and my camera, knocked a lot of the debris loose, and I want to go ahead and look at this line backwards to keep a clear view as we can. As we pull out the public sewer, we're coming back through the 6-inch vitrified clay piping that comes up to the property here, just inside the front yard, and we're pulling back up under the street towards the front left corner of the property. I'm going to turn back and run across. Alright, excuse me. So we are pulling back up towards the front left corner of the property here, and then we're going to turn and come across the front yard. Now, these vitrified clay pipe materials are very common for main sewer line systems. This type of piping does have a long service life expectancy. Being a natural material, it's not expected to deteriorate underground, but it is more brittle in nature and does have a higher potential for damage during seismic activity or earthquakes. So we're specifically looking for any areas of significant cracking or breaking, significant offsets or separations of the joints or connections, anything that would be considered a compromise to the integrity of the pipe. Now, so far the root intrusions we've seen pulling back up towards the structure here are fairly common in nature. Root intrusions at the joints or the connection areas of these vitrified clay pipe sections is fairly common. Normally we are suggesting that they can be maintained with regular sewer line cleanings. It's when they're left unmaintained for extended periods that they can create blockages in the system, potentially damage a pipe. Right here, where we're coming back up onto the property, there's been a non-standard Y fitting used here. Now, it doesn't appear to be affecting the function of the system. As you see, the camera makes that turn. But a snake, if you couldn't see it, you may go the other direction and get stuck. Kind of have to see what would happen in that case. But you see that little lip right there. The camera makes the turn pretty easy, so it may not be a problem, but it's something we should definitely be aware of. May need to perform some sort of repair there at some point if that fitting does cause problems. We kind of jogged over to that area, and now we're pulling back across the front yard. And another example of common root intrusion, slight offsetting at this joint. There is some play within that connection, so it's not uncommon to see some offsetting like that. As long as we don't see that there's a break there, we don't get too concerned about it. So a lot of this, as you can see, these roots do appear to be isolated at the joints. Now here we're coming back up into the 4-inch clay pipe here. Here's our transition from the 6-inch up into the 4-inch. And now we're starting to get into some of the roots that are a little bit more significant. The roots that were catching debris and causing some troubles. Pipe that were holding water, things like that. A good example of that here along the bottom of the pipe.
You good, man? Does it look pretty good?
Alright, we keep getting interrupted during our video here. Alright, we'll continue back here. Again, more significant roots here. But definitely so far everything looks like it can be cleaned. The main area of concern here is going to be within the first 15-20 feet or kind of where we saw the most debris build up and slow drainage. Stopping at each of these areas and taking photographs, some of which I will be including in my written report. Definitely if I find anything broken, I'll include that as well. Looks like we've had some settlement issues here with this older clay pipe. This is the area where we had the majority of our debris buildup. Take a shot of this here. Minor settlement in these clay pipes is not uncommon, but it is evidence that ground is starting to settle there, possibly from a slight leak at that connection or joint. Kind of settlement's going to eventually it'll get worse. It may cause bigger issues at the time. For the time being, it's not a significant issue. It is a fairly common condition. I would definitely suggest having the line cleaned very thoroughly. This is one of the areas where we're really not able to see very well. We're only about 8 feet in, probably about 3 feet deep, so it's not a significant cost to repair this section if a break was found. But it's kind of hard to tell if some of this is soil or just sludge and debris from slow drainage. Here we got that out of the clean out. I'll show you where this is. Now we're here along the just behind our gas meter and main water supply. And this is where we uncovered that clean-out access, so that it can be utilized for a cleaning service. Alright, at this point I didn't find any significant issues that would dictate repair recommendations. We're exhibiting common conditions with a varying degree of root intrusions at the joints, at the upper end. One section that's settled some and holding a little bit of water, and then again common roots throughout. So at this point I'm just going to recommend the line is good, thoroughly cleaned, and suggest it might be a good one area about 8 feet in to see if there's anything broken or damaged. But there's no sense of urgency in performing any repairs at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude the video portion of the examination for today. Please do refer to my written comparison with sewer line check professionals. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.